Nikola Jokic as the best passer in the NBA, according to this week's GM survey. However, the King only finished 4th in the results for the league's best point guard, as Steph Curry ran away with 57% of the vote. So, Skip, what do you make of this?
Shannon Sharp, what have I told you from the start on this show? What do I say? It feels like at least once a day.
You a hater?
LeBron James is the best passer in basketball. How many times have I said that to you?
You said it a bunch.
And you try to disqualify me as a hater. But I say it because it's straight from the heart. It's the truth unvarnished. He is still the best passer in basketball. He's got a gift nobody else has.
Okay.
What do I also tell you repeatedly about LeBron James? He has the highest basketball IQ in the NBA.
Okay.
So here are the two categories, and we talked about all the negatives, but these are two big positives. He is voted the best passer. He's tied with Jokic, as we talked about.
Okay.
But that's fine. I'll give you that. But basketball IQ, he wins out over Chris Paul, Luka, and Jokic. Now, I look at the point guard category, and I see that Steph has buried him because Steph got 57% of the vote as the best point guard when he's not really a point guard. He's more 2 than 1. I don't care what you say. He's got nice handle, nice skills. Loved him coming out of Davidson. Thought he should have been the first pick in the draft. But is he a better point guard than LeBron James? No, it's not even close. And yet LeBron got only 7% of the point guard vote. 57% goes to Steph, 7% goes, what? That's just wrong. And double wrong is the fact that I'm being sold what I hope is a bill of goods that LeBron's not going to be the point guard of your Lakers. He belongs at point guard. He was born to be a point guard. He's way more Magic than a Michael, obviously. So that means way more 1 than 2. And now I'm hearing he's going to move past 2 over to 3 to small forward. What did this poll say? When it's him against KD up for small forward, he gets buried because he's not KD at small forward. So you can't tell me he doesn't belong at point guard. And now you've brought in a disaster waiting to happen in Russell Westbrook, and you're going to hand him the keys to LeBron's kingly kingdom? That's just wrong.
So LeBron was voted the second best small forward, the second best power forward, the 4th or 5th best point guard, best IQ. Sound like the best player in the NBA to me.
Why isn't he at point guard?
Because he's a point forward, because he's not a point guard. He's a better version of what Scottie Pippen was. That's what he is. He's a point forward.
Who's going to bring the ball up the floor?
Russell Westbrook.
That's such a mistake.
Well, but
you're going to be beaten before you start.
No, we're not.
You're going to let him initiate. He has to make the first decision. This is why Kevin Durant left Oklahoma City. I cannot win with him as my primary decision maker because every time down he gets to decide, is it me or you? I think I'm going to go me.
But KD also left a great situation in Golden State. So for whatever reasons why he left, he left.
I know, but he did what he needed to do in Golden State. He won back-to-back championships with MVPs in the finals.
Okay, I get that. It didn't work out with him and Skip. They went to the NBA Finals. They ran up against a better team in Miami Heat, and they lost. There's no shame in losing to a better team. It wasn't like... I know the odds makers probably had it that they thought because OKC had the better record that they were going to win. I didn't. I did not think they were going to beat the Miami Heat. Maybe you thought they were going to beat the Miami Heat, but I did not. So for me, Skip, when I look at this, I don't look at LeBron. Yes, he's been the primary ball handler, but I've always thought that LeBron James was a point forward. He just happens to handle the ball, and anybody that handles the ball, they say he's the point guard. And I agree with you about Steph Curry. Draymond is the point guard.
Yeah,
Draymond is
he does more of that than Steph does.
Just like Jokic. I don't know who the point guard is for. Is it Jamal Murray or is it one of these other guys? But Jokic is the guy that normally runs the offense. He's the guy that's in the high post and distributing the basketball.
That is highly unusual, but I agree.
Yes. Yeah. So for me, I don't look at LeBron as a point guard, although he does run the offense, Skip. I look at him as a point forward. But looking at this list, what they say, second this, second that, this, that, and I sound like the best player to me. I mean, when you combine all this thing up, it seems like that's the best dish right there.
Yeah, but when you look at head-to-head as the 3, right? The what do you want to call it? Small forward. Okay, if you want to call it small forward, they have a category for small forward. He gets buried by Kevin Durant. Why is that?
Well, when it comes to power forward, Giannis is greater. LeBron is 2.
Okay, but head to head with Kevin Durant as small forward, who you got?
LeBron.
Oh, it's not even close. It's
LeBron.
over. Because the best player on the planet, clearly, for the last 3 years has been Kevin Durant. And finally, the GMs are acknowledging that.
How can a guy, they scored the same. One guy rebounds better. The other guy assists, runs the offense better, and they play defense the same. I'm just, how do you get, so how does what the guy A is exponentially better than B when the scoring is the same, but B's rebounding and playmaking is much better, IQ is much better, and I just don't get it, Skip.
Better clutch shooter, number one.
That's not what the numbers say.
Way better three-point shooter.
That's not.
Way better free throw shooter.
Yeah, he's a better three-point shooter when there's nothing on the line. When there's something on the line, the numbers say LeBron James is better. The numbers say LeBron James is better than Steph Curry when the money is on the line in the final 5-10 seconds.
I don't have that stat. I've got the one that says since he came into the league, LeBron James has missed so many more shots. I don't know where you got this.
Take a look at that. Just read off at the bottom. Right at the bottom. Right at the bottom.
These are, if you get vaccinated, you get third eye stats. These are third eye stats.
Give my nose back.
Huh? Where did you get these?
Don't worry about it.
Off some weird website?
No. Me and Steve, we stayed up late. No. I was up till 10 o'clock last night.
Okay, all I know is since LeBron came into the league, he's missed 97 game-on-the-line shots. Next on the list is Dwayne Wade, who's long since retired at 77. Interesting.
All it says is that LeBron and Dame are close as far as last-second playoff career time. You said it yourself that Steph Curry has come up small in playoffs and big moments. But now all of a sudden I bring LeBron James into the mix. Oh, now you want Steph Curry after you beat him up for 6 years.
I don't want Steph Curry. What are you talking about?
In last-second shots, you're like, oh, he's shooting the three. Kevin Durant is a better three-point shooter than LeBron James.
I'd say.
Until the last 5-10 seconds of the ball game.
Stop it.
That's what the numbers give. I'm just going by what the numbers say.
Did you see the shot that he made right in LeBron's grill in Game 3 of that first go-around with Golden State? I know, that wasn't a minute left. It was a minute left.
Okay, then.
But the game was on the line because that changed the game. That gave Golden State its first lead in the game, and it stood.
So let me ask you a question. So the Cavaliers did not have another opportunity to tie the game, to win the game. Because you do realize, like, last second, that doesn't mean I got a minute. It says last second. I went last 5, last 10 seconds. And the numbers say LeBron James is a better shooter from 3, from 2 than Kevin Durant. That's what the numbers say. Now, what you're going to do is flip it back on me, but what about free throws? He run from the late game free throws. That's not what last second is. They say the last 5-10 seconds of a ball game, from 2 or from 3, Go James is better than KD. That's what the numbers say.
Remember the classic Game 2 of the bubble, it would be the conference finals against Denver?
Yeah, the Nuggets.
Remember Game 2?
Yeah.
And it's coming down to the wire, and they call a play for LeBron James. Yeah. And Rondo took the ball out of bounds under the basket, and he said, I locked eyes with LeBron, and he did not move. He just froze. And AD had to loop completely around the formation to go to the far wing to take a desperation inbounds pass from Rondo to go up to shoot the three that saved the game and took LeBron off the hook.
Did we win the game?
Yep.
Okay, then. That's all that matters. And the numbers say...
I'm trying to be nice to LeBron.
Don't be nice.
I'm trying to say that he's the best passer. Even you don't think that. Highest IQ, I think that. I'm just trying to warn you, you're going to give the store away if you give it to Westbrook and let him be the point guard.
The last 5 to 10 seconds of a ball game, LeBron James is 20% better shooting than Kevin Durant. That's what the numbers say.
Guys, all right, we're leaving it for now. Tom Brady's Bucks about to get even more help for their banged-up secondary. Is that the latest? We'll tell you what All-Pro just went on the... Well, despite the Lakers' flurry of moves this summer, nearly half of the league's GMs voted for the Heat as the team that had the best offseason, while L.A. came in second. Miami's acquisition of Kyle Lowry helped tip the scales in their favor, who was also voted as the player who will make the biggest impact for his new team. New Lakers point guard Russell Westbrook came in second. First things first, co-host Chris Broussard joins us right now. Chris, good morning. How surprised are you that the Lakers and Russ didn't win this category?
I'm not surprised at all, Jen, not even a little bit, because I think that what the GMs see is what everybody, including myself and I believe even Shannon, see, and that is that Russell Westbrook is not a seamless fit alongside LeBron James. You know, and even the most avid Lakers fan and supporter will have to admit that. I was talking to somebody recently close to LeBron, and they said it's going to be tough. Like, that's just obvious, you know. Doesn't mean it can't work, but it is a tough fit. And then you look at Miami. I actually agree with the GMs because Kyle Lowry has the type of game that can fit next to anybody. He's a defender. He can spot up and shoot. He can shoot the three. You know, he's a leader. So he will fit next to anybody. And then don't forget P.J. Tucker, who was big for Milwaukee. Forget his stats. He was big in that series, not just against Brooklyn, but throughout their run.